Hey, gentlemen, Mario Cavallo here with an update and some New Year health hacks to talk about. It's not too late to say Happy New Year to all of you and hope all of you have been having a great holiday season. Um, I'm on holiday for over a month here in Phoenix, Arizona with my family. It's been great. Um, and there's some very specific things health-wise that have been happening lately. So here's a quick update and a recommendation, some recommendations that you might want to try. Hope you're going to have a fabulous 2026. So first of all, yes, you get lazy and you eat more when you're on a holiday. That's fine. I haven't been doing anything too extreme. Yesterday, I went back out again to do my sprint intervals. Um, I'm not doing them as hard on my holiday time while I'm here. I'm spending a lot of time with family, a lot of nice dinners together. It's all good. I think I've gained a couple of pounds. I'm at like 96 kilograms last time I popped on the scale, 215 pounds. So I'm holding my weight, which is fine, you know. And again, I'm a big guy, 6'2", big broad shoulders, heavy legs. I'm not the scrawny type at 6'2". So I I remain at my weight where I'm slightly overweight. I'm, in my mind, 15 pounds overweight, and it's a little bit overweight. The belly's there, but the intense gym working out hasn't been happening, obviously. But I've been doing this sprint intervals, and they continue to be the lifeblood of making sure I feel good. Wow, they help so much. I just went out for 20 minutes yesterday. My shoulder rotator cuff still hurts. Son of a gun. I'm gonna have to go get an MRI when I get back to China on that one. And so I'm being careful with that. I can, like right now, here's a couple of dips. Sitting in the chair, that was dips just now, up and down, where it's more for back and lats and shoulder, lower chest, but it still works your whole chest, sort of like a push-up. So dips are okay. I haven't been doing that many of them. Again, it's been holiday time. Your routine changes, the winter comes, etc., and that's all okay. Not bad. Not bad. I could be a bit more satisfied with what I was doing. I wish I'd be doing a bit more. But again, I'm on holiday with family. It's holiday time and it's the winter time. The new discussion that I want to have with you is about supplements, the supplement area, and is in the area of the supplements that are extremely popular and being talked about. And again, I'll reference the top expert that I love, Dr. Rhonda Patrick. Go listen to what she has to say about these things for elderly people, older men, older women, etc. And I've been taking the stack, my stack. What's my stack? That's a phrase from gym rats, bodybuilders who take this supplement stack of a whole bunch of ingredients together before they go to the gym. And it's an INE thing. No doubt about that. It's an INE thing. Because what we're going to talk about real quick here is creatine, glycine, theanine, caffeine, which is eternal, and NAC, which is N-Acetyl cysteine. You'll notice like every single one of those words ends with INE. Okay, so I'm going to run through them real quickly. Number one, creatine began with bodybuilders, but we now know it's just period good for you. Okay, that's it. It's safe. It's been around for a really long time. By the way, everything I say, there'll be a small number of people who don't get the benefit from it. Who knows why? And that applies to pretty much every supplement in the world. You say, oh, it didn't work for me. Well, there are always exceptions to the rule, but this is what's well known through studies helping people. Creatine draws water to the muscles, muscle growth, recovery, And now they figured out that it even has cognitive benefits. We're talking at 5 gram per day, 10 gram per day doses. Some say even higher, but I'm doing 5 grams a day these days. I might increase it in the future. So creatine. You can take creatine any time of day. I typically mix it in with my coffee. It's interesting how it's flavorless. It truly is flavorless. You don't know that you added it to any drink at all. A glass of water. You should drink more water on your while you're taking creatine, because it does draw additional water to your muscles. And some may even notice a little bit of weight gain because of that, but that's not unhealthy weight gain. It's just more water in your muscles. That's okay. So creatine is the first one, and then so the next question is about these supplements. This is when you take them. Like I said, you can take creatine any time you want. I don't notice that it interferes with sleep or anything like that. It doesn't make you feel awake. It doesn't do any of that stuff, as far as I know. Nothing that I've found says it does. Okay, so generally you'll look at this stack that I'm talking about once or twice a day. The second ingredient is glycine. Before I finish about creatine, they've now know and extend that for older people who are declining in age, your body becomes less efficient at creating all kinds of things. You got muscle wasting, sarcopenia. We've talked about that. It's a nightmare for older people. Your chest just disappears. You look at your chest in the mirror when you're 70 years old and go, oh my God, it's flat. It's like flat, you know. Muscle wasting is a very real thing. You have to exercise your muscles to overcome muscle wasting, and creatine also builds up your muscles. Okay, so it goes together very, very well. Pretty much brief version of the explanation. I'm not a scientist. That's creatine. Now, and I mentioned daytime or nighttime, again, any time of the day with your creatine. Okay. Now, moving on to the next supplement, glycine, and then starting to talk about dosages. Like, I'll generally go twice a day. I'll take what combination of these are. And during the day, so the creatine goes in the coffee. Well, what's the next thing? Glycine. I don't always put glycine in my coffee, and I don't always take glycine during the day. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. I make sure I'm getting 3 to 5 grams of glycine, but I'm getting the glycine mostly at night at bedtime. By now you should have heard already that it helps with sleep. Glycine is a effect as a neurotransmitter. Okay, glycine, of course, is one of the amino acids, and they've learned that collagen protein is high in glycine. Collagen protein is the most healthy protein that you can take. Super for your joints, skin, ligaments, etc. But they also know it has effect as a neurotransmitter, so it helps with sleep very specifically. Also, because it has a way of calming the body, it helps with you're not having to pee as often at night, and this is true. Taking glycine at night now, I'm waking up at like 5 in the morning to have to go pee, because you have to pee twice a night, say, on average, older men. Prostate gets a little bit calcified, a little bit big, benign hypertrophy, or whatever that's called, BHP, or the prostate gland enlargement. So you're peeing 2-3 times a night, right? And that's bad for your sleep, which is bad for you, right? So if you can get more longer REM sleep without waking up, an extra hour and a half before you actually wake up, that's very healthy for all of us, isn't it? So that's what's happening with me. I'm taking glycine at night. I'm not waking up. I'm waking up an hour and a half later than normal that I used to have to go, take that first pee early in the morning. Fantastic news, right? Okay, so glycine is also super healthy for you. Again, they know it calms the mind as a neurotransmitter, and again, as a major component of collagen protein, a major component of bone broth. You should be eating bones. Please, guys, just take beef bones with carrots and celery or onion, maybe some garlic, whatever you feel like, a touch of salt, and just put that in a giant pot in your house and boil those bones. Just boil them up. Boil them up for at least 3 hours. You can boil them up, you can boil them up for 8 hours or longer, and make bone broth, and all that protein, all that collagen protein comes out into the liquid. When that liquid cools, it's a gel, and there is absolutely fabulous health benefits to that, to bone broth, okay? High collagen protein, high glycine. Again, that's the glycine, okay? So that's the second supplement. The third one is theanine. Theanine really cools the brain down. Some say it also increases focus. The thing about the story of theanine is that what's the difference between green tea and coffee? Well, coffee doesn't contain any theanine. Coffee's good for you, especially fresh brewed coffee is good for you in lots of ways. Contains all kinds of great antioxidants. And guys, we know that 1 to 2 cups of coffee a day, 1 to 2, which is 1 to 2 doses of caffeine. That's the other ine a day. It's fine. It's good for you. It stimulates the brain. It stimulates the body. Everybody enjoys that coffee in the morning. Some people should not drink coffee on an empty stomach because it can be a bit irritating to your stomach on an empty stomach. A little bit acidic. But caffeine is caffeine. We know what it is. Well, the thing is that. Oh, and of course, if you have any heart problems or anything like that, you maybe shouldn't be drinking coffee or too much coffee. Okay, yeah, and I don't advocate drinking 3 to 5 cups of coffee a day. Some people do. I rarely have 3 cups of coffee in a day. I mean, I don't need it. So, a cup of coffee in the morning, cup of coffee after lunch. Well, the thing is that coffee does not contain theanine. They say, oh, green tea is better for you. Green tea, first of all, green tea contains the other antioxidants that are really, really good for you. But green tea also contains theanine, okay? And so they say that the theanine blunts the jitteriness that some people get that you might be feeling with caffeine. And that theanine is just a really good mood and brain focus amino acid. Okay, that's theanine. That's the basis for theanine. So now you can imagine in the morning, I'm having that coffee, and you're putting the 5 grams of creatine into the coffee. Guys, I use maybe an ounce of milk. I want natural milk in my coffee. It's not, come on. It's fine. Whole milk. Don't use skim milk. It's ridiculous. Because you're only talking about 1 ounce of milk. I don't drink lattes. Latte is like a glass of milk with a shot of espresso in it. Now that's a whole glass of milk. No, that's not for me. Maybe that's for you. Okay, fine. So in the coffee, you've got 5 grams of creatine, and then I take 100 or 200 milligram capsule of theanine along with that coffee. Then it's the same as you're drinking the green tea. And again, you're looking for the mental benefits where it keeps you cooler and it helps improve focus. All good things. So now we've covered caffeine, glycine, we've covered theanine, and we've covered caffeine. So now let me go ahead and clarify day or night. So daytime again. So I'll go to work out, say in the afternoon, second cup of coffee, right? Now I'm going to go work out. So I'll have that second coffee. Why? That's my stack before I pop out to the gym or pop out for a run and decide to do some calisthenics at home, dips, push-ups, etc. Okay? So now here's your athletic stack, okay? And this is before you work out, so you're going to have that cup of coffee. Okay, and that's when you can go ahead and add your creatine if you didn't add it in the morning, and go ahead and do the theanine. Okay, you might not want to do the glycine before you work out because glycine, again, calms you down. It may, for some people, it makes you more sleepy, and so glycine is not stimulating. It's not something to take before a workout. So that's when you're not going to add your glycine, but you're going to do great with your theanine. Okay, theanine is fine. It cools your brain, but it definitely not going to make you feel drowsy. Okay, and the only other ine we haven't talked about yet is NAC, N-Acetyl cysteine. Okay, so the stack before you go to work out would be in the coffee. You got your caffeine. Now you've added your creatine. Go ahead and take some glycine if you want to. It's fine. And then NAC. Okay, now NAC is really interesting. NAC, N-acetylcysteine, tremendous benefit. First of all, it's a mucolytic. It is used, doctors were well known by doctors that it thins mucus. So when you're sick, you should be taking NAC. It thins the mucus in the lungs. It thins mucus in the body. has a whole host of other health benefits. Some say it's stimulating, some say it's not. I find that it's not specifically stimulating. Oh, don't take it at bedtime because it's stimulating. No, other people say it helps with a good night's sleep, and that's what I'm finding. So now you're going to the gym, you're taking the coffee with the caffeine in it, you're adding the creatine, and you go ahead and take some NAC, N-A-C. Some people call it NAC. Okay, you're good, but you're not taking the creatine, but you're not taking the theanine. So sorry, but you're not taking the glycine in your workout stack before you go to workout. Okay, fine. Now let's move it to evening time. Okay, obviously by 3 p.m. for most people you should be done with coffee. Don't have your last cup of coffee later than 3 p.m. Okay, with or without the theanine to help you mellow out. Remember, caffeine has a 50% 6-hour half-life. So, you drink that cup of coffee at 3 p.m. However much coffee is in your body, exactly half amount, however much caffeine is in your body at 3 p.m., at 9 p.m., 6 hours later, 50% of that amount of caffeine is still in your bloodstream. See how that works? Right, so generally, your cutoff for coffee is going to want to be 3, max 4 p.m. to make sure you're having your best deep sleep. Okay, so we move into the evening time. We're now going to go to bed. Now, how are we dealing with all of our ines? Okay, we're right back to glycine, aren't we? Okay, that's your number one for bedtime, 3 to 5 grams. Some guys even doing more than that. Don't. 5 grams to start, don't. Start max 3 to max 5 grams. Glycine, by the way, as an amino acid powder, no, none of these are particularly expensive, by the way. Glycine is a powder. Interesting, when you mix it in water, it tastes slightly sweet. It has no other flavor other than tasting slightly sweet. That's interesting. So it does add a nice kind of sweetness to your coffee. But it's not a sugar. It's really interesting. Your evening stack is, again, you've taken your creatine pretty much during the day, so you're not going to take your creatine at night. There's just no reason for it. You've already taken it during the day. You've taken it with your meals. You took it in the morning in your coffee, right? So we're done with the creatine already. The thing with the evening is you don't want to drink too much water before you go to bed, right? Because you don't want to pee. So I generally go with half a glass of water. You're good. You don't have to drink a full glass of water, okay? About an hour before bedtime, half a glass of water. 5 grams of glycine. Theanine, great. And yes, in my case, I would do glycine and theanine. That's my stack when I go to bed. Okay. Sometimes when I feel like it, I'm just making sure I get my NAC once a day or twice a day. I also take NAC at night. Okay, so it would be glycine, theanine, and then maybe NAC, the N-Acetyl cysteine. And that's the bedtime stack. Not always with the NAC. Sometimes I don't notice when I take NAC that it interferes with sleep at all. Either way, I don't feel any difference. I just know that I'm taking a healthy supplement. I'm adding it to my stack. It's NAC. It's definitely good for you. Guys, that's the story, right? There we go. I covered them all, didn't I? Do you have any questions about all the ines that we just talked about? Creatine, glycine, theanine, N-acetylcysteine, and caffeine in combination. I've added them to my health regime, supplement-wise, for all reasons that are well proven, for all the reasons that I mentioned, referencing Dr. Rhonda Patrick. Go check on her videos talking about all of these things, along with some of the other experts out there that you might follow. And that's about it on this subject. All right, we'll catch you later. Have a great one.